Ladies and gentlemen, gather close. Today's story is not just another royal bulletin. This is a moving testament to human courage, creative vision, and the indomitable spirit that continues to define the Princess of Wales, Catherine, as one of this era's most beloved and resilient figures. The world may seem obsessed with palace intrigue, but here, at the very core of Britain's mighty monarchy, is a queen-in-waiting quietly rewriting what it means to serve, a woman facing her greatest challenge in private, and yet offering her country a luminous lesson in hope and fortitude. A palace announcement, and the whisper heard around the world. It's no ordinary day when Kensington Palace pulls back the curtain for the public. But this summer, with Britain abuzz with royal speculation and concern, came a different kind of update, an announcement that struck a deep, emotional chord not just with royal watchers, but with anyone who finds inspiration in courage during life storms. On July 30th, a single, understated sentence shot across the Prince and Princess of Wales's official social media channels, curating a special display at V&A East Storehouse following a visit in June. The world stopped. Was this the signal so many had hoped for, the quiet but unmistakable return of Catherine, still fragile, still healing, yet unwilling to simply fade away when her nation needs reassurance? Behind the scenes, an intimate glimpse at Catherine's creative soul. The caption accompanied a mesmerizing montage, fleeting glances of the princess, her expression focused yet radiant, hands gloved delicately, brushing past priceless artifacts in the inspiring halls of the V&A East Storehouse in Stratford. For those who know her true character, every frame bristled with meaning. Here was Catherine not just as figurehead, but as passionate curator, a woman who recognizes the transformative power of art and history and insists on shepherding it into the present with her own hands. Sources close to Kensington whisper that Catherine's involvement was anything but ceremonial. Long after her visit, she pored over catalogues, debated selections with leading experts, and was even spotted sketching layout ideas after midnight. Insiders report she often spent hours researching the hidden stories behind each artifact, yearning to bring their silent beauty into a new dialogue with the world. Why now? The emotional significance of the summer release. Some pundits were baffled. Why make such an impactful announcement during the Wales family's treasured private holiday, just as palace gates closed for the summer recess? But true royal watchers recognize the wisdom and the emotion behind the timing. One seasoned aide confided, Catherine wanted the news to reach people gently, without the glare of endless press speculation. This way, she could signal her ongoing journey, her presence, her dedication, without high-stakes crowds or physical strain. It was, in essence, the princess telling her people, I'm still here. I'm quietly at work. And together, we will find meaning again. The family has for years guarded these summer months jealously, a rare window of privacy, laughter, and normality for George, Charlotte, and Louis. That Catherine would choose this moment to unveil an exhibition so close to her heart is telling, and deeply moving. It is a mother's way of balancing family and duty, a future queen's way of maintaining her promise to serve, even amidst challenge. A year like no other, Catherine's battle and the nation's unyielding support. Let us not forget the magnitude of the battle this princess has faced. The shock in early 2024, when Catherine's cancer diagnosis went public, reverberated around the entire world. Overnight, tributes and prayers flooded in, proof of just how deeply she resides in the hearts of millions. Through months of preventative chemotherapy, private pain lived out under public gaze, Catherine's first instincts were to reassure, inform, and quietly protect her children's innocence. The palace, usually so terse, became a wellspring of dignified transparency. The princess is undergoing treatment. She appreciates the nation's understanding as she focuses on her health and family. The ordeal was hard. The eyes of the world probed every absence, every silence. Yet Catherine clung to hope with iron-willed optimism, refusing to let illness define her role, her motherhood, or her sense of mission. When, in January 2025, she at last confirmed her treatment's conclusion and a guarded optimism about her ongoing recovery, Britain nearly erupted in collective relief. But the princess was candid. My journey isn't finished. Recovery takes time. I ask for your patience. It is that blend of vulnerability and iron resilience that makes her so unique and so beloved. Makers and creators, more than an exhibition, a manifesto for a new monarchy. Now, the new exhibit makers and creators, meticulously curated under her watchful eye, radiates with double meaning. On one level, it's a celebration of Britain's creative soul, a kaleidoscopic journey through centuries of makers, thinkers, and artists whose work still pulses through contemporary fashion, film, design, and public imagination. But for anyone with an eye for deeper symbolism, it is also Catherine's gentle way of articulating her worldview, that tradition and innovation are not enemies, but dance partners, that the treasures of the past gain new life only in the hands of passionate new creators. The V&A East Storehouse is unique, not a dusty archive, but a living museum, where the line between preservation and reimagination blurs. Catherine, whose patronages so often focus on early childhood and the healing power of art, sees this as a vital cause. History is not static, she believes, it is a living, breathing resource begging to be rediscovered by each generation. Imagine a lace cuff from a Victorian dress breathing new beauty into a streetwear designer's look, a medieval carving igniting a filmmaker's imagination. Under Catherine's care, the exhibition is more than a display of stately treasures, it is a radiant bridge between heritage and hope. A hands-on princess, the royal touch in every detail. Sources inside the V&A confirm that Catherine's role was no PR exercise. She was in the vaults, selecting objects herself, asking questions no one else thought to ask. Her curiosity is relentless, said one astounded employee. Another added, she wanted to know how children engage with each display, her eye is always toward inspiring young minds. And there's more. Princess Catherine's curation emphasizes inclusivity and learning, weaving in stories of forgotten female artisans, immigrant creators, and the ways in which ordinary British lives ignite extraordinary cultural change. Every cabinet, every placard, every lighting angle is laced with her meticulous, empathetic attention. The exhibition's opening, a subtle return, a bold statement. When the exhibit finally opened its doors, London's art world buzzed with anticipation. No red carpet. No fanfare. And yet the crowd sensed this was not simply another event, it was Catherine's heart, offered to the public in lieu of a grand return. Though unable, yet, to rejoin the public fray full-time, her presence was felt in every glass case and every subtle choice. Parents and children alike found themselves spellbound, not least because so many were aware this was the first major royal engagement Catherine has shepherded since her diagnosis. The staff whispered one shared reaction, it was quietly heroic. The symbolism of timing, setting the tone for the monarchy's future. 4 seasoned royal observers, the methodical, modest, yet unmistakably brilliant nature of Catherine's return speaks volumes. The palace is no stranger to headlines and noise. But in an age where every gesture is scrutinized, Catherine's path is a masterclass in strategic compassion, measured, healing, and, in its way, profoundly modern. Experts argue her re-emergence via the arts is not just natural, but transformational. She's signaling that the monarchy's future will be built, like any lasting art, with patience, creativity, and authenticity, noted one veteran palace correspondent. This is not business as usual. This is healing as leadership. A beacon for public hope and royal renewal. As public anxiety about the future of the monarchy simmers amid King Charles's cautious reign and the myriad pressures on royal families everywhere, Catherine's courage and poise have become a touchstone for stability and hope. Fan letters and digital tributes pour in daily, expressing gratitude, solidarity, and a singular wish: take your time. Britain needs you. It's rare, in our age of cynicism, for such warmth and belief to endure. But for Catherine, every engagement, even undertaken in semi-privacy, becomes an act of service that echoes far beyond the museum walls. What comes next? Faith in recovery, and a nation waiting. The palace remains tight-lipped about a full schedule resumption. Seasoned insiders whisper that every step is mapped in close conversation with doctors, family, and advisors. Don't expect a sudden flood of appearances, but do expect, as this exhibition has made clear, a steady heartbeat of purpose. What does this mean for Catherine's future as Queen? Everything. Behind those luminous eyes, says one aide, is someone who feels the world's hopes on her shoulders and faces it with almost unimaginable grace. Final thoughts: the art of endurance. In the end, dear viewers, Catherine's exhibition is more than a royal news item or even a cultural coup. It stands as a symbol of a monarchy growing into new roles, of personal trial transformed into public hope, and of a woman who continues to inspire, quietly, powerfully, from the very heart of her own recovery. So as we marvel at the Makers and Creators exhibition, let us remember that it reveals, most of all, the makings of a future queen who understands both history and humanity. What are your thoughts on Princess Catherine's astonishing resilience and creative vision? What inspires you most about her journey? Please share in the comments below. If her story moves you, let's send her a wave of support, like, subscribe, and ring that bell, so together we can follow every step of her remarkable royal road. This is your loyal royal insider, bringing you the stories that matter, from the very core of the world's oldest and most inspiring monarchy. If you'd like this expanded ever more, with behind-the-scenes dialogue, more emotional insight, or added intrigue, just say the word.